Would you therefore describe the Nigerian state as a good example of democracy?
I would say now, yes, to an extent. Because what makes democracy work? Like I told you, if you want to know whether we are really moving forward, you have to be a little bit historical. That means move from where we were before
to where we are now.
Exactly. For example, if you know that in 1979, because some people, I look at television interviews where they write 15 years. And I know that 1973,
I've been jettisoned.
Are you getting it? And you see, that puts me on inquiry mind, and this feeling that when you walk, people don't appreciate you. It's like the one they have done, they want to present to the people that this is the right thing. Are you getting it? Shagari did his own, and that's when we started even experiencing democratic experiment proper for almost 3 years before the guys came with their gun. Are you getting what I'm telling you? And you also know, if you want to know whether we are really moving, you agree with me that within that period, the situation was so bad. It was so bad. The Nigerian state was not there. There was religious disturbances here. There was a gun here. There was a here, and all these things. Now, they tried also to institutionalize, at least to bring a constitution that seems to be the bedrock of constitutionalism. You understand what I'm telling you here? Now, they have done that. So, it is also a progress. At least we now became conscious that, oh, democracy, this is what it is all about. Now, we move from there. The next thing is the 1999 now, which Obasanjo came in.
Yes.
Which we are now celebrating 15
As if that is the only thing that we have experienced.
Are we talking?
Yes.
Good. Now, when he has come in, you need to know that when Obasanjo came in, Nigeria was declared a pariah state. You know that.
Very true.
We were nobody in the Committee of
Nations.
Committee, yes. Our image was battered. You cannot even go into the embassies, even African embassies, to get passport easily. So we must start from there, so that we know where we are going, where we are progressing or not. Because people jump at issues and begin to criticize.
Without reflecting.
And you know, in Nigeria, if so far you are a destructive critic, then the whole televisions will...
The whole town will
exactly
you.
But you see, we need to encourage people who are in this. Like I tell people, someone like Obasanjo came in. I respect him anytime, any day. He came in. He has his own flaws because leadership. We are coming to the leadership side and all that.
Yes.
He came in when Nigeria needed a strong hand, an iron man, a combination of both democratic leadership style and even autocratic leadership style. Are you getting it? Because then you know he was called the highest throttling president. One of the democratic approaches I can say, and he achieved, was what? Image laundering, making sure that Nigeria is not withdrawn, cut off. I get what I'm doing, which ordinarily was not the case when we were military. So it is a democratic contribution towards the progression.
I like that. Now, but let's come to what you have just said, the question of leadership itself now. So, do we really have proper pupillage for the kind of leaders that we have occupying political offices or vying for political offices? That's number one. Then number two, the reverse side of that would be, what mechanism must we have to measure this quality of leadership in office and out of office?
Good. Thank you, Mr. Martins. Now, when you talk of leadership here, I tell people, leadership is an intrinsic quality.
Intrinsic
quality.
So if you don't have it, you don't have it.
You don't have it. And what education does is to package you, frame you, to fit into whatever leadership role or position you find yourself. You understand? And of course, when we are talking of leaders, you have leader, by the grace of God, you are the leader here. The mechanisms and the approaches you use to lead the people here will be different when you now become the governor of Lagos State. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, some leaders are autocratic. Some are democratic naturally. You understand what I'm telling you? Now, with this, in the place of Nigeria, what we have had for so many years now have been autocratic leaders. Why? Not because they wanted to be autocratic by themselves, but because the nature of state of Nigeria and the circumstances made them to be autocratic, because that's the only way they can tell you to go. Because like Fela will say, zombie, move, you move. Do you understand? And that's the only way we're able to move.
Up to this point.
Are you getting up to this point? Now, with the advent, I use the word advent of a democratic experiment or democratization, you and I may begin to feel, is it possible in Nigeria democracy will come? If democracy has to come, who is actually going to be the leader? What are the qualities do we want? And of course, we were not ab initio given the opportunity to know who is actually the leader within you, because there is still a spillover of military sentiments.
Right now,
because,
up to now.
I mean, yes, up to now, to an extent. Because why I say this is because money is still exchanging hand. And this is where the money these people acquired while in power. And they now use it as a political instrument to garner support from you and I in order to see men in power. So we're not progressing. Except recently, I will precisely say, let me say from 2007,
Yes.
when they use civilians in civilian uniform, the new Democrats in democratic uniform came in. And some of us who were there at the polling station said, look, we must now differentiate from the wheat from the seed. Do you understand? Let's give opportunity to those who have been educated in the act of governance proper. Let's give quality to those who are politicians. Are you getting it? Let's give it the opportunity to those who we know that empirically can rationally take a decision and stand by that decision. And I can tell you that if we look at the history and look at the achievements so far, you can confidently say, even though we have not reached there, that there's democratization process going on.